New player to like D&D and Wargame might be going and saying like into the store, into the game store, okay, I need some dice. What type of dice do they have? And they'll say, oh, we have round cornered or square cornered or rounded cornered dice. And one's like, oh, which is better? I don't know. Well, I'll tell you right thing, round cornered dice are really good. Square cornered ones are kind of expensive and stuff. So it'll be like, so often the square cornered dice are a lot more expensive, probably made like actual square cornered dice, not just like dice that are kind of square cornered, but not really square cornered. Oh, actually, this is a bit of a better example. Kind of square cornered, but also not really square. These are kind of a middle ground. Those aren't bad, kind of heavy. The thing about those is square cornered dice, if you bang the edge, like on the metal ones, like I've seen some crack, like the edges actually chip off. And as soon as they chip off, it just gets hard to roll them. You can't use them in tournaments. It's really hard to also use them in dice rolls because they get chipped. I've seen some really nice wooden dice rolling bowls, dice little mat things. And those are really hard to use if you have brown dice, because the square corner dice, because square corner dice just want to roll, continue rolling, and it's just kind of annoying. That's why the dice with round corners are just a lot better. They roll kind of nicer, more smooth. Well, they aren't balls, but you know what I mean. Like these are very good dice. These ones, just simple. Roll, doesn't roll too much, but rolls kind of bounces around enough so you get a really nice random thing. Now, why even use dice in the first place? Well, dice are really cool. They're in person, and hey, when you're doing D&D, wargaming, or any real dice game, except for the board games, I don't really care about those. You could just use the internet ones, but the point of not using the internet ones is so you're playing a game in person with real things, real dice. That's the only reason I kind of stay away from the online ones when doing D&D, wargaming, etc. So, yeah, and also the thing is, common kind of rule of thumb, you don't really see lots of manufacturers pumping out square corner dice because they just aren't as good. And the ones that you find, not the new made ones, the older ones that you find, typically from some strange board game back in the day that people just think, oh wow, they have square corners. That means they're better because they're cool. Stuff like, okay, they're kind of cool. The round corners ones just don't really look as good. In certain, depends on the color scheme, I'd say. But they just aren't good looking. They just aren't good looking because, well, if they're plated, since the metal ones, like the metal ones, are gold plated, chip. Like I feel like those dice just are really prone to chipping a lot if they're plated or if they're metal, and they just bang into things. They need a lot. Like, it'd be fun if using if you had, like, a dice table this big, maybe even larger, but if you have just a normal human-sized dice table on the rolling station, they just kind of, I think it's a silly idea to even consider them. And that's why most of the days, when you go, you spend $8 for a set of good quality rounded cornered dice. They're cheap. They're $6, and you go for the square corner, like $20 or something like that. Now, I don't really have that much against the square corner dice. Like, I don't think they're as good. But it's like if I go to a friend's house and I forgot my dice, God say. But if I did that, square corner dice, I'd not be like, square corner dice, you monster, heresy. It's not that big of a deal. I just prefer them a lot. I prefer the round corner dice, and I'm not really that into dice superstition. I just wanted to let you know I think rounded corner dice are just a lot better. Now, if you're a professional and you want to get some nice dice, I would not recommend the square corner ones, again, because this isn't something I really care. I wouldn't care if you had round corner, square corner dice. It's just those dice, oftentimes they're kind of fancy, aren't just allowed in most tournaments, and they're allowed on the BG boards, lots of things like that, and they can't work in the small areas that are kind of given to you in tournaments, for wargame, not D&D, obviously.